If you truly want to lose weight, stop doing these things. Okay, so before I get started, I did want to say that if you do not truly want to lose weight, then this video is not for you. And I don't even know why you clicked on it. This video and these bullet points that I'm going to be sharing with you are only for people who truly want to lose weight. Number one, stop trying to convince yourself that you don't care or that you're happy with your weight. I know that that sounds harsh. Again, if you are not trying to lose weight and if you are happy with your weight, more power to you. This video is not for you. But if you are honest with yourself and you would like to lose weight, but you're trying to convince yourself that you don't care or that you're happy with your weight, then you are literally standing in your own way of losing weight. If you think that losing weight would improve your health, or if you think that losing weight would make you happier and make you feel more confident, or if you think that losing weight would allow you to participate in activities that you don't participate in now because of your weight, then you should start your weight loss journey today. Stop buying clothes that fit your figure now. Stop, going shopping and buying certain items just in case you gain a little weight. As a matter of fact, if you're gonna go shopping at all, buy something that's a little bit too small for you to fit into right now. So it gives you a goal and it gives you something to work towards. But you have to get out of your own way. If you are trying to convince yourself that you're happy when you're not, or that you don't care when you do, then you are standing in your own way from losing weight. So I would suggest tell somebody, make an announcement to your family, post it on social media. When you do something like that, you almost hold yourself accountable. I know for me, I like to drink alcohol, and every single Friday night I'll drink alcohol. On the rare occasion that I'm like, I don't need to be drinking, on Friday nights anymore. If I make an announcement, I have to hold myself to it. I know that if I make an announcement that I'm gonna stop drinking on Fridays for at least 2 months or something like that, which I've done before, I've done it for 3 months, then I have to live up to that because I've already told people. So I hold myself accountable. If I don't say it, and the reason I don't say it is because I know come Friday, I'm gonna be like, God, I wish I wouldn't have said that because I really wanna drink, you know what I mean? So I feel like if you tell somebody or post about it that you are going to start a weight loss journey, then eyes are going to be on you, people are going to be watching, and you're more likely to stick to it. Number two, stop thinking that every meal has to be your favorite. And I know that that is a really hard one, especially if you are a foodie, and you love things that are really rich and very decadent, and that's what you're used to. But all of the accounts that I follow on social media where people have lost an extraordinary amount of weight, one thing that they all have in common is that they've all come up with lower calorie, lower fat alternatives to their favorite really, really fattening meals. So for instance, if they love pizza, then they're going to create a pizza with some sort of, crust alternative. They're going to use turkey pepperoni instead of regular pepperoni. They're going to use reduced fat cheese instead of regular cheese. And you're still going to get a lot of the flavors without all of the things that put weight on you. There are so many resources out there that offer, alternatives to some of your favorite fattening meals, alternatives that keep you on the right track and help you to lose weight. And when you think about it, this is what we do with our children, right? Like when they're young, there was a time where my son, all he ever wanted to eat was chicken nuggets and French fries, or chicken nuggets and tater tots. And obviously I'm not gonna allow him to have chicken nuggets and tater tots for every meal. So you almost force them to eat certain things because it's good for them, or that they need a variety. And so it's no different. Most kids, when you're growing up, if you eat vegetables now, there was probably a time where you hated vegetables, but you were forced to eat it over and over and over, and you acquired a taste for it. And believe it or not, even if at first you're not crazy about the alternative, or you're like, oh, this tastes nothing like a regular pizza, because it's not going to taste exactly like a regular pizza, because it's not a regular pizza. It's something that's better for you. But, for me, it satisfies that craving. But once you start eating that and that's all you eat, and you don't eat the real thing except for maybe one day a week, you allow yourself to cheat or something like that, then you're really not going to miss it very much. But on top of it, you're actually going to start to crave those alternatives, and you're able to eat them without the guilt, without thinking, oh no, this is really going to put some weight on me. And it makes them almost more enjoyable. It's almost psychological. For me, it is. And I don't have any guilt with anything that I eat. I don't even have guilt on my cheat days. As a matter of fact, on my cheat days, I'm like, I deserve this, you know, and I will eat whatever it is that I want. Any pastry, any donut, any just whatever. And what's really weird about that is that even in the evenings, whenever everybody else is still having ice cream and stuff like that, I make myself my peanut butter chocolate protein shake because that is my favorite thing to drink. I love it. To me, it's just as good as any dessert that I could have anywhere. I mean, it tastes like a Reese's Buttercup and it is so good. It's so good for me. So on top of enjoying it, I'm sitting there thinking, wow, I've consumed somewhere between 20 and 30 grams of protein with something that tastes like it should be bad for me. You know, it is so, so good, y'all. And I promise you, once you start eating those alternatives regularly, they will become your favorites and they will be things that you actually crave. I have this little story and I'm gonna tell it because my son, as most of you know, has autism and he's 15 years old and he goes, you know, to high school and he's in mainstream classes. So he's with all the other kids. And all of a sudden he came home one day and he's like, I want to lose weight. I want to lose my belly. And I was like, I was really confused because it's not something that I talk to him about. I'm never talking to him about weight or, you know, whether he should lose weight or gain weight or anything like that. And I was like, and I go, really, why do you want to lose your belly? And he said, because I want to get the girls. And I'm like, the only thing it made me think of is he's in high school. He's observant, you know, he's probably looking around at all these other young little boys that are fit and stuff like that. And he's thinking, I have a belly and I don't want a belly. And I want to, you know, get girls' attention, which is so funny to me. It's so cute and I love it. But so he decided he wanted to lose weight. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to start feeding you a little bit differently. And some of the things are going to taste a little bit different. And honestly, all I did was switch out his high carb stuff like bread and crackers and pasta and stuff like that. And he eats keto bread. He eats keto tortillas. There are no keto crackers, but I started to tweak his diet a little bit. Nothing really extreme because he is 15 years old, but I just substituted a few alternatives for things that I think were probably, you know, contributing to his belly. And so anyway, I would say maybe within a month or a month and a half, he lost 8 pounds. 8 pounds, and now his stomach is so flat and he loves it and he's so happy. And of course we started, you know, I bought a few pieces of equipment so that he could start working out and stuff like that. And so that's what he's done. But now the alternatives that I created for him are actually some of his favorites. And it's so funny because he'll ask me like, does this have sugar in it? Does this have a lot of fat in it? Does this? And I'm like, he's learning, you know, and that's what I'm here for too. I don't want my son to struggle with weight. I didn't think that I was going to have to start addressing it like right now. And prior to this, I was feeding him, you know, moderately well. You know, he is 15 and he is a kid and I never really started, you know, worrying about my diet and stuff until actually after high school. It was like right after high school. But he wanted to start learning about it earlier. And so of course, I'm more than happy to teach him. So anyway, the bullet point was stop thinking that every meal has to be your favorite. Create alternatives and learn to love those. Number 3, stop making an excuse for why you can't lose weight. There's always going to be an excuse. I'm too old. I have too much weight to lose. I've had children. Eating healthy is too expensive. I'm perimenopausal. I'm menopausal. I have thyroid issues. My schedule's too busy. At work, there's always food available to me. Stop trying to make excuses. There's always going to be an excuse for you to hang your hat on if you are looking for an excuse. But again, you're standing in your own way. It's self-defeating. Challenge yourself. The truth is, our bodies are designed to adapt. No matter how old you are, no matter how unfit you are, your body is ready to improve its condition. With extreme exceptions, of course. But for the most part, our bodies are ready and willing to improve. It just comes down to us getting out of our own way and making a decision and staying committed and throwing all of those excuses out the window. And I think the best way to do something like this is to make one small change. One change that moves you towards your goal. So let's say sweets is your weakness. Instead of having a piece of cake every night after dinner like you do now, I don't know, you know, whatever it is that you eat, make the protein shake that I love. All it is chocolate protein powder, a little bit of sugar-free chocolate pudding, peanut butter powder, and almond milk. Y'all, it is so good. I think the pudding, especially the sugar-free chocolate pudding, gives it almost the consistency of ice cream. And it is so delicious. Of course, you're not gonna use the whole pack of pudding, but I always use, like I get one of the big ones and I use about a quarter, you know, and so I can make 4 shakes with one of the big packs. Anyway, it is so, so good. You're not gonna feel like you're missing out on anything. It tastes like ice cream to me, and it's a great alternative. On top of it, you're getting a ton of protein. So every time you eat that, you're not having to feel guilty. You're actually moving towards your goal, which is to be healthier and to lose weight. And, you know, pat yourself on the back. Believe it or not, you almost motivate yourself when you stay committed to something and it feels good. And so pat yourself on the back, start with one small change and go from there. Number 4, stop waiting to feel motivated. You're never gonna feel motivated to make good decisions. I never feel motivated. I mean, there are a few things that can motivate me, but it all comes down to discipline. Discipline is the foundation for personal growth. No personal growth can come without discipline. Discipline is actually a form of self-love, but discipline definitely requires sacrifice. And sacrifice is just a delay of gratification. So what you're doing is you're delaying instant gratification for future gratification. So you're avoiding the food that you want now for the body you want later. But honestly, I feel like the real motivation that I think everyone has to have in order to lose weight is that they have to hate being overweight more than they love eating really fattening food. You know, for me, one thing that I feel like has always kept me on track is that I love the way that I feel and the confidence that I have wearing certain clothes and dressing a certain way. I love that more than I like the taste of really fattening food. It's all about seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. So for me, I get a lot of pleasure from being able to wear whatever I want to wear, or wearing that bathing suit, you know, wearing a 2-piece, or, you know, some things I don't wear just because I don't feel comfortable in them at my age, not necessarily because of my body. But when I do put on weight, and I have put on weight, and I can't wear those clothes, that's motivating to me. That motivates me to go, okay, I need to get back on track. And so, like I said, I think it all comes down to dedication, commitment, sacrifice, and, you know, seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. And the last one that I'm going to talk about today is stop mindless snacking. I think so many of us are guilty of that. And I think that we think, you know, if I just have a few of my child's fries, or if I just have a few bites of this while I'm preparing dinner, you know, sometimes I will have so many bites of stuff because I'm taste testing it while I'm preparing dinner. I'm like, did I just literally like have a whole meal while I was preparing dinner? It really feels like that. But those calories count, you know, all that food counts. Just because you had those 5 fries and you didn't think anything of it doesn't mean your body is going to respond like that. You know, your body is still going to store it if you have met your calorie restriction for the day. But every bite adds up. I feel like one of the things that I hear most often is, you know, people who work in an office setting and there's always food available. There's always pastries, or somebody's bringing, you know, something for everyone. And it's so hard to, you know, not want to just walk by, swing by and grab one and eat it. But if you do, you have to count those calories. You know, you can't just pretend it didn't happen just because you didn't sit down to a meal. That's why I feel like it's always a good idea to meal prep or snack prep. If you have that problem in the workplace, take your own snacks to work. I know it's hard because I've been there, and it's difficult for me too. You know, when you can smell the pastries and you can smell the food and it smells so good, you just want to kind of participate. But if you want to stick to your weight loss goals, then you can't participate. Then you should bring some alternatives, bring some fruit, or bring some beef jerky, or bring some popcorn. I like to get the light popcorn, and I love this. I will get light popcorn and I'll dip it in mustard. I know that sounds so crazy. I used to do that whenever I was young. Whenever I just wanted to snack and I knew I just wanted to keep snacking, I would air pop some popcorn and I would dip it in mustard, and it was so good. And you can eat as much as you want, and you're not gonna put on any weight, but you're kind of just satisfying that urge to snack, you know? Or if you're making dinner, or if you're just, you know, running in the kitchen like I really want to snack right now, when you have things prepared that you know are gonna be healthier for you and they're gonna be less fattening for you, then, and they're already ready, then it just takes the mind work out of it, you know, because a lot of us just want that instant gratification. And so we just grab a bag of chips, or we grab the crackers, or, you know, whatever. But if you have some fruit, some grapes already plucked, or if you have some pineapple already cut up, then you can grab that and you're not going to feel bad about it, and it's not going to put weight on you. But if you want to lose weight, you have to stop mindless snacking. Okay, I know I said that one was my last one, but I have one more. Stop eating after 8 o'clock. I know that that is so hard for some people. Some people just love their evening snacks, but that will most definitely put weight on you. I came up with this phrase one time, and I've told you guys about it so many times, but whenever I was younger, I had gained weight for a few months there, right after I moved out of my parents' house. And I knew exactly what it was. It was because I was eating late at night, and I was just doing it so often and not even thinking about it. So I came up with this phrase, and I know, please don't, you know, hold me to it, because I know it's so silly, but I said, eat before 7, have a body like heaven, eat after 8, and gain weight. And I've just always stuck by that. To this day, I mean, I usually eat before 6 o'clock every evening, but when you eat past 8 o'clock, it's closer to bedtime. Your body's slowing down, your digestive system is, you know, slowing down. And typically most of us have already met our calorie restriction before 8 o'clock. So anything you eat after 8 o'clock is basically just going to be stored as fat. I know that that's a difficult one, but our bodies are just less efficient at metabolizing and utilizing food as energy in the evenings compared to, you know, throughout the day when you're busy and moving around. So if you're wanting to lose weight, or you're wanting to avoid putting on weight, you should probably not eat after 8 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to end with this. Stop believing that you can't do it. Stop believing that you don't have that type of self-control. Stop limiting yourself with your negative talk. There's this quote that I heard one time, and it said, the magic that you are looking for is in the work that you are avoiding. And boy, doesn't that just like punch you in the face? It does me. For other, you know, areas of my life, like YouTube. I feel like I could have more of a successful channel if I dedicated 2 videos a week, and I made them on this day and this day. I know the things that it would take for me to have a more successful YouTube channel, and I'm avoiding it, and I'm not sure why. So this quote speaks volumes to me, and I'm sure it does for you too. There's always some area in our life that we could improve upon, and a lot of us just fear that hard work that we know it's going to take in order, you know, to make that happen. So challenge yourself, you know, start with a small, realistic goal, just one simple little change, and then focus on your progress with that one simple little change. Because baby steps, if they're going in the right direction, they're always going to end up getting you to your goal, right? They may just take a little bit longer if you're taking really little baby steps. But also, whenever you take baby steps and you start getting closer to your goal, that's almost motivating. So educate yourself, stay committed, stay disciplined, make an announcement to your family, keep yourself accountable. You know, right now I can think of 3 women on Facebook that I went to high school with who have all started weight loss journeys, and they've been on them for a while now. It's Kim, Brandy, and Anna. And all 3 of them, their posts are so motivating. Their posts are so inspiring, and they genuinely seem so happy because they've been successful in their weight loss journey. And I just love it. I love it. I'm always going to root people on like that. I'm always going to be a cheerleader for people who have turned themselves around, you know, whatever their goal is, you know, whatever, if you have a goal and you're trying to meet it and you're successful in meeting it, I'm going to cheer you on because I think that's awesome. And I know most goals that we set do require hard work. And that's what's so impressive about it, you know, and it's worth celebrating. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it useful or helpful in some way. I hope that you are having a fantastic weekend, and hopefully I will see you back here next week.